Can you introduce yourself and say something about this today master class? Okay, the camera is already, we can see.
So, this is Tim O'Dwyer, my
This is Wisell.
colleague and friend and colleague on the saxophone, and together
We are the mirror unit. Mirror unit. Like a mirror of each other.
because he's playing the saxophone nearly the same that I do. And we have sharing common, you had a nice sentence about this, sharing common backgrounds in improvised music, but coming from another, having everybody's personal approach.
And we talked a little bit about how we make music together. So, and where it comes from, what's the context. And that would be largely based on a European sense of free improvisation. Okay? And so we talked about the different distinctions and what that was. So, standard techniques,
The political background of European free improvised music, where it came from, about also political content of that music, or social content in that sense, that it's about equality,
yeah,
the music.
not hierarchy,
yeah.
so no one thing can ever dominate another thing. That's very, it's a very political thing to do, musically.
And it is still.
Yeah, it still is.
It's a kind of it's a way of, or an idea of living in some way,
Anarchy.
of dealing
Anarchy.
with others, with their surrounding.
Yeah. We talk about a lot of stuff. Maybe
Yeah, but
this guy can help
I
us.
think
He
the
was
theme,
asking
that was the
questions.
themes, but we really got deep into it. So
Yeah.
that was intense.
Yeah. So we play very music that's abstract, very abstract. Yet I think what was I don't know, it might kind of be unfamiliar, the sounds, but actually the way that we play, I think, is engaging because we play very together. We're playing very, very precisely, almost together. But it seems like there's often we get that often. Was it written out? Did you compose that beforehand? And it's never written out. It's always composed. So it's never written out. It's always composed. It's always improvised. So we talked about listening a lot. To get to that sense of when you got to really listen to each other.
Recording, how we do recordings with this, how we deal with it in the situation. So technically in some way, but also if we have plans or not, or how we decide what material to be recorded or to be published at the end.
I mean, some people always talk about post-production with this, like. But Gag was saying it basically is it's basically like an acoustic recording. So everybody's in the same room, they record, you just get a good sound, and that's almost, and then it's a little bit of mixing and then mastering. It's not like a multi-track.
So what's the expectation after the master class with Silpakorn student?
I think my last words were just feed your soul. I couldn't remember, actually someone said something to me a few days ago before I got here that was similar to this, but all I could come up with was feed your soul, and really that was more to do with it's not about going away and practicing some technique. They're really practicing their techniques. It's not about that. It's more about don't forget why you started playing music in the first place. Because we all do. In life, you go off on different journeys and tracks, and sometimes you can just get further and further away from where the essence of why you really wanted to play music in the first place. And that might be playing James Brown, that might be playing Taylor Swift, who knows. But don't don't forget that. Go back to that and play that and enjoy that. Feed your soul with that sort of stuff, you know. And go out and do the things that you need to do to make money or to live or to do stuff. So it's just a bit of a perspective on the end of it.
Try to get familiar with your intentions, with your emotions, with your wishes, and work with this what you have.
Say something about the Silpakorn student or whatever about Silpakorn in your opinion.
Well, I've been the second time I've been here, so I'm a little bit more familiar with it than Gail. But it's the first time I've performed in that room. It's a nice space. It's a good sound. I felt the students were really engaged. I could feel it when we were playing. So we got them to come and sit right down the front and close to where we were, and they were really connected. They were really good.
This question, it was really, yeah, they were really interesting. That was very nice. I enjoyed very much